Because honestly, aside from like 3 episodes, bro, like 3.5 episodes, 2.5 episodes actually, are actually very Knuckles focused. Knuckles has little to nothing to do in this plot except be a plot device to save Wade's ass, bro. And even then, sometimes he doesn't even show up. There's episodes where he doesn't even show up except for like a brief cameo in the effing show. The show is named Knuckles and we get very little of Knuckles throughout this whole show. I wanted a lot more Knuckles for this. It's very disappointing. I wanted a lot more of character building with Knuckles because you don't get any of it. You don't get anything. You don't get Knuckles understanding to like Earth. You don't get any of that. All you get is Wade. This is the Wade show. Alright, let's actually break down what happens in the show. Why exactly am I this mad? And why exactly are other people probably mad at Knuckles as well? I'm not sure exactly why other people are mad, but I'm just assuming that it's the same reason that I'm mad for, right? Which is, again, that this is just the Wade show. And there's no problem with Wade. They could have had Wade in this show, right? But Paramount, if you're gonna make a show about Knuckles, right, then why aren't you giving us Knuckles? Why are we having this? It's not even a subplot. It should have been a subplot, and the way you handle subplot, it's that it's a subplot, meaning secondary plot to a primary plot of Knuckles, right? But instead, the subplot feels like the A plot, and then the B plot is Knuckles. Why in the Knuckles show is the development of Knuckles secondary to the development of Wade? There is flaws in Knuckles, in this version of Knuckles' character. Why don't we just focus on fixing those? And why are we now focusing on making Wade this ultra confident bowler that is going to compete with his dad, right? Like, there's overlap. There's things you could have done with this that still had a lot of Knuckles involvement, that have growth for Knuckles, but instead, Knuckles feels like he's stagnant through the whole series, and that nothing happens, right? Like, Knuckles, you're supposed to believe that from episode 1 to episode 6, when the series ends, that Knuckles just grows to enjoy being on Earth more, right? Well, no, because nothing happens, right? You don't expect. Yeah, this show frustrates me to a very high degree. I actually wrote notes for this, but now I'm going off script just to show how frustrating it is watching this show. The frustration you can hear in my voice is the same frustration that started building up as the episodes kept going by, and all you see of the show is Wade. The main plot of the show was supposed to be the same. The plot that they show off in the first 2 episodes is supposed to be that Knuckles feels like he has no purpose anymore, and he's supposed to find his new purpose. So he goes out of Green Hills on his own adventure to figure out what his new purpose is, and what he's supposed to do now that Robotnik is defeated and he found the Master Emerald, right? It's a pretty good premise. It's pretty interesting. As a Knuckles fan, I wouldn't mind if this was the premise, right? By the second episode, a ghost that we've never seen before, a ghost shows up of Knuckles' ancestor and just decides randomly, oh, go find Wade. Where's this ghost been? We have no idea. Why is this ghost here? To move the plot along, apparently. I was gonna ignore this at first and just chuck it up to it's just silly, goofy, Sonic lore stuff, right? And seeing more echidnas is kind of cool. So you don't really mind it that the ghost is helping Knuckles find Wade. So you're like, okay, so this is gonna be the B plot. Well, once Knuckles actually interacts with Wade, and this is when the main character roles swap, and Knuckles becomes the side character to Wade's story about bowling and his father and abandonment issues, which again, I wouldn't have minded if it was a B plot, but now this plot overshadows the whole Knuckles show, and you might see why this is frustrating as a Knuckles fan when you want to watch a show about Knuckles. Honestly, Paramount, why did you guys greenlight a show about a CGI echidna character if you do not have the money and budget to keep up a series about an echidna character that's CGI, right? What was the point of making a Knuckles show if Knuckles is gonna have a side character role in the show with his own name? Why did you guys bait and switch us for Wade? Was the decision just last last minute where you guys understood that, oh shit, cost a lot to animate this character, so we can't make that many episodes. Because I feel like guys should have known this before actually green lighting this project. Because now what we have is the Wade show, and the first 2 episodes, like I mentioned, were kind of were the best episodes. The first 2 episodes, and somewhere in between, I think it was episode 5 or episode 4, episode 5 or episode 4, where Knuckles fights off more goons. You could have even built up more of the Sonic lore, because you implemented Gun, but even Gun feels like a secondary thought, because the 2 gun agents that we're supposed to follow also get no build up, bro. For some reason, the male gun agent, the black guy, for some reason he just hates, like, he wants to fight Knuckles 1v1, and he fights him at the beginning of the show, and you think, oh, now we're gonna see his reasoning, now we're gonna see his character. The 3 most interesting characters of the show just get sidelined for Wade stuff, and then they randomly show back up at the end of the show again, because it's convenient. Because, oh shit, now we remember that it's a Knuckles show. Oh, and these are the 2 main villains that we brought in for this Knuckles show. There's actually a 3rd villain, but honestly, I couldn't, if I would try, I couldn't explain to you what his motivation is, even if I tried, because again, we don't see anything of this character. All we know is that he wants Knuckles' powers, but what is this character like? Why exactly does he hate Knuckles this much? We have no idea. Wanna know why? Because we don't watch this. We only see this villain at the end of the show. After all of Wade's stuff is done, he just randomly shows up with a giant robot at the end of the series. Why is it like this? The Knuckles show is bad. As a Knuckles show, it is bad. I wanted to love this show. I wanted to go in. I actually went in with tinted glasses, but I washed as my glasses started washed away as I watched this show. It is bad. Please, Paramount, if you make another season, please add more Knuckles. Please. It's all we want to see. It's the Knuckles show. In the Knuckles show, we get like 0 development. This feels like a wet fart. This feels like a nothing burger. It has nothing in it. I mean, at least it looks cool anytime Knuckles does actually show up. Except for one part in the beginning with Sonic's eyebrows. I don't know why the hell Sonic's eyebrows look so weird in the first episode. But aside from that, all the Knuckles stuff does look cool. Seeing Knuckles move around, seeing Knuckles attack people. The last power-up he did get with the flaming fist did look pretty cool. But, bro, we could have built up all of this. All of this just shows up out of nowhere. We get no development for Knuckles again. We get no world building for Knuckles. We don't explore any more of his dynamic. Even with Wade, we feel like at least should have had him build a dynamic with Wade. You see a bit of it in the first 2 episodes, and then Wade just takes over the show, and yeah, it's very disappointing. But yeah, I guess I got nothing else to say, so please do all the YouTube stuff. Please like, subscribe, share the video, and my god, please, if you guys make another Knuckles series, if you make another season of the show, please add more Knuckles. But anyways, that's all I gotta say, so